Thank you. Introduction. Thank you, Jacqueline. Our next speaker is Jacqueline Bignell with her speech titled An Unusual Request. With an unusual request, please make welcome Jacqueline Bignell.
If you're anything like me, you've had one or two unusual requests made of you. The first unusual request from me came from Jean-Paul, a French traveller that I was hosting. We're in the kitchen. It's steamy. It's saucy. Jean-Paul steps closer and says, Jacqueline, would you like a one-night boyfriend? A one-night boyfriend? Jean-Paul? In Australia, we call that a one-night stand. Is there any difference between a one-night boyfriend and a one-night stand? No, Jean-Paul is gone the next day. The second unusual request came when I was 16 years old. I was on a plane flying from Melbourne to the Gold Coast, and I'm trying to be sophisticated, sitting next to these two handsome, sophisticated looking men. And the air hostess comes along with the meal. I open up mine. Mr. Handsome opens up his. And leans closer to me and says, would you like a ménage à trois? A ménage à trois. Now, I did a semester of French at school, but it's not coming to me. A ménage à trois. I now know what a ménage à trois is. And no, it's not because I followed through. A ménage à trois is a threesome. Now, I thought à trois is three. Ménage, well, doesn't that sound a lot like fromage? I thought Mr. Handsome is asking me, would I like to sample some cheese from his cheese platter? There is a difference between ménage and fromage, and we really need to know that. I have made some unusual requests myself. I went to Cuba and I was with a girlfriend out for dinner and I wanted to practice my Spanish. So when the waiter asked, what would you like to drink? I said, un fajita de pollo sin alcohol. Well, that was met with an unusual look from the waiter and my girlfriend burst into laughter. Do you know what you have just ordered? Yeah, of course I do. What I wanted was a non-alcoholic mojito, but what I ordered was a chicken fajita without alcohol. Not something you can drink. Is there a difference between mojito and fajita? Yes, there is. But these unusual requests could never prepare me for what was coming next. I'm at the boathouse in Melbourne for brunch. I'm with my friend Ken. We have a complex relationship, and I did not know if this was a makeup or a breakup brunch. We order pork and eggs Benedict, which is an unusual combination in itself. And I start to eat. And I say to Ken, there is something wrong with this pork. I push mine to the side and Ken hoes into his. And I notice some birds coming and just taking some food, but you know, they only took a small bit and they never came back for seconds. We left the brunch. I still didn't know if it was makeup or breakup, but I didn't hear from Ken. I figured it was a breakup brunch. 3 days later, Ken calls me. Jacqueline, I have been on the toilet for 3 days. You are kidding me. It's the pork. I told you there was something wrong with the pork. I phoned the boathouse and the manager calls me back the next day. Jacqueline, I hear and understand. He leaves this message. I hear and understand you have a problem with the pork. Well, we haven't had these problems. The last year was 10 years ago. Mind you, that was with the chicken. And I'm thinking, I jolly well hope that's not the non-alcoholic chicken. Anyway, had a problem with the chicken. And it's airborne bacteria. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the Yarra City Council and take a stool. A stool? He means a stool sample. And he says, hurry, be quick. A few days have passed already. You need to have your stool sample tested. What? I've never heard of such an unusual request. Let's see how this goes with the council. I ring them and Josephine answers. Josephine, I would like to bring in a stool sample and have it tested. I beg your pardon? I want to bring in a stool sample and have it tested. Well, that is an unusual request. Let me check with our health department. Josephine comes back. Jacqueline, we are not accepting stool samples at the moment. But I tell you, I work at the Richmond City Council and I do not like my job there, and I'd encourage you to take your stool sample there. I didn't take a stool sample anywhere. Here is my unusual request to you. When you are out of ISO and you're next out having a meal, do not order the pork. Stay away from the non-alcoholic chicken, and if anything has artois on the end of it, be careful. My suggestion to you is when you're out, don't ask for a doggy bag, take your own. Here's one for the cameraman, because you never know when you are going to need to take your stool sample to your local city council. Contest chair.